Hey Trisha, I think this video, yeah, I'm bored. Okay, I'm not really bored, but I think seeing a video of what we were talking about the other day as far as how I have my setup to keep it very simple for you is, remember I asked you what the major trait was on each of your pieces here. So as you can see, my vest is stamina, my mask is firearms, my knee pad is stamina, my backpack is firearms, my gloves are firearms, and again the holster always has all three. So here, as you can see, all the talents are unlocked in my gun. So I'll go into that. Over here on the right here, you can see the gun qualities. All three are unlocked. My PP19, all are unlocked. Um, this one, two are unlocked, but the one that's locked here, I can roll. This one, all are unlocked. So you can see that I don't really keep a gun unless it has two or three unlocked. Um, Again, two of three, three of three, three of three, three of three, three of three. Okay, you follow the logic here. So when I get a gun, I I look to see if those qualities are unlocked. If they are and they're qualities that I want, then I'll keep it. If it has two of the three that are good, then I can roll on the third. If it has just one good talent and the other two suck, there's really no need to keep it because you can only roll one talent, right? Okay, so there's the guns explained. So again, going over here to my vest. So as you can see, it's stamina. So all my vests for this particular profile, profile 4, all of them equal the same thing. So that way I can interchange any piece of gear and it will keep my stats in order over here as far as having my talents unlocked. So as you see, I have a reclaimer vest right here open. So I go in, I go to my alpha bridge. You can see here the key trait is stamina. I've rolled and put armor on it. Final measure vest. Stamina, I rolled for armor and it has health. Striker's vest. Stamina, it has armor and health, but I haven't rolled it yet, so I can roll something else if I want. I can roll for something different here, or maybe try to get more armor, or I could boost this number here. I haven't decided, so I'm just leaving it alone for now and taking it as is. Same thing with my Nomad vest. Again, the key trait is stamina. It has armor on it, and then it has this, so I can roll this one too here and see it and get something different here if I want. So as you can see, all of them are stamina. So again, here's the vest that's a reclaimer. So I'm going to just swap that out. I'm going to put on Alpha Bridge. And as you can see, my talents didn't change because it's in the same suit, being stamina. If I had a firearms one, it might change those numbers. So this keeps things very simple when you're switching pieces out without having to deal with taking and moving a lot of other things around. It keeps it very simple, very basic, if that makes sense. So with the Alpha Bridge thing there, it was firearms. I can put on my striker one. Again, my talents didn't change because again, it's still that same category right here. So I'm going to throw the reclaimer back on. Actually, I'm going to put on Nomad. So I'm going to throw on Nomad. And Nomad. So see, now I have a full 6 set of Nomad. Then I can go in, and again, if I'm using 4 or 5 different complete 6 sets, I can go in and change any piece I want. Like, let's say I want reclaimer for that piece, and reclaimer gloves. There, my talents didn't change because again, my pieces of items are consistently the same. So once you get it set up and you start collecting guns with all the talents unlocked, then you kind of take a note of what the major trait is, and then you can go in and just keep doing that suit when you get new gear set pieces and you want to match everything. So the other thing that I'm doing here, so on my Nomad vest here, I'll just click into that, As you can see here, the Reclaimer, I have these two mod slots. Prototype Electronics, Prototype Stamina, 3% signature ability on both. So I just take those two out because I had them in my Reclaimer, and now I go up to my Nomad and I simply just put them right into my Nomad. Bingo. So my mods are easy to change. Now if you have mods, extra mods, and you want to keep certain mods and certain things, you can do that. Again, the game is totally customizable on what you want to do. But you want to try to keep, the easiest thing for me is to keep everything the same suit, so that way I don't have to monkey around with the actual talents here. So I'm going to show you a good example here for the backpack. This backpack here, as you can see, is firearms. So I'm going to click on that. I have an Alpha Bridge backpack here that I had in my stash. It came as electronics, okay, not firearms. In order to keep my stuff in line, I might need to roll it over to firearms. So I'm going to just equip it here. Bingo. Perfect example. It switched from firearms to electronics, and look what it did for my talents. It screwed everything up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up the stairs here real quick. And this is actual me doing this because I wanted to do this. So I'm glad that I remembered to do that. So I'm going to go to my backpack here. And again, you can always quickly see backpack, firearms, Alpha Bridge is electronics, final measure, firearms, Reclaimer, firearms. My other Reclaimer, firearms, Striker, firearms, Striker, firearms. So I'm going to do the same thing here with my Alpha Bridge and roll the electronics over to firearms. Oops, already on it. Firearms 888, which is kind of low. I want something at least in the 9s, so I'm going to re-roll it again a second time. Ooh, that's awesome. 106. Bam. That is awesome. Now, this particular piece here, I'm just going to hop all the way out, go back into my inventory. And look, I rolled it as firearms, and look what came back. My talents, I didn't have to do anything but get it in the right suit as my other pieces. And bingo. Now my armor probably sucks because this doesn't have any armor on it. Some of my other pieces have armor on it, I'm pretty sure. The Nomad has skill power. Final measure has armor. Reclaimer, I had to roll it to get this, so I had to stick with that. This one I had to roll to get to firearms. It was one of these two, but it has tons of skill power. My Striker pack, I had to, it looks like most of my packs come in the wrong suit and I have to roll it to get it to firearms, but at least this one had armor on it. This Striker pack also had armor, and it was one of these two. So I had to re-roll to firearms. And again, I keep all of my mods here. So here's the Alpha Bridge. And my mods are Prototype Performance, 7% turret health, and 3.5 Seeker Mine damage. So all I need to do is put in one of the mods, and let's see what's in this Nomad one. I have Stamina and Skill Power. And then in this Reclaimer one, I have Electronics and Armor. And then in this Striker one, I have Electronics with Skill Power. And then you can see which one you want to take out of here, but I use the same ones to keep it very simple and basic. If I get another mod that's better, I just swap it out, but I try to keep the mods down as far as how many that I'm carrying. So what I would do technically would be I go into this Nomad one here because it's going to boost my stamina, so I'm going to take that one out, and then I'm going to throw it in my Alpha Bridge. Bingo. And again, whoops, went too far. One too many clicks. And again, all my stuff, all my talents are in order. Here's my primary at 219. PP 19 is 205. toughness, skill power. The other thing that you want to look at when you have all 6 pieces and you have them in the right suit that you need it to be in, then you can swap out these two, these two, these two, these two. These you can just, there's 6 times 6, there's 36 different combinations you could do to get the highest DPS, highest toughness, and highest skill power that you want to actually run, if that makes sense. So, and you do that by tabbing over here on the character tab and then coming over here to see what it is. My critical hit 33%, headshot damage 111, health on kill is 15, enemy armor damage is 23, skill haste is 0, signature skill gain 19. So that's how fast your LB and right B button, your super in the middle, is going to come back right there. Survivability. Right here, my armor is 48, which is pretty good. Usually you're in the 40s. I have one character that's in the 50s, but 48 is not that bad, especially if you have health regeneration, if you're carrying 2 pieces of Alpha Bridge. So, and I only have 1 piece of Alpha Bridge here, but I do have other pieces somewhere. I think there's maybe a knee pad. There we go. So I can quickly just take Prototype Electronics 246, Sticky Bomb 5.0, take those 2 out, go right into my Alpha Bridge, 246 armor, Sticky Bomb, bingo, and put those 2 in there. And again, everything is still intact. All I did was just swap out, oh, sorry, I didn't equip that piece, bingo. And as you can see, toughness changed. What about my DPS here? 219, 205. My secondary went up just a little bit. And then let's switch these back to Nomad, because if you want the perks from things here. So now I got 4-piece Nomad, 2-piece Alpha Bridge. And so now we'll go back into my character here. So now my critical hit went up to 49%. Headshot damage is still 111. Health on kill still 19. Enemy armor damage I think was 32. It went down to 31. 19 for the signature skills, the same. Survivability, so my armor went down from 48 to 41. I probably wouldn't roll with 41. So what I would go back and do, if I had all 6 Alpha Bridge pieces, which I do not, I'd switch out these 2 and maybe do these 2 here and these 4 Nomad, or these 2 here Alpha and then these 4 Nomad. So you can see you just keep swapping the pieces around to where you get a good balance of what you want to do. And then the little mods you put back here as far as sticky bomb, turret damage, etc., you can put in whatever you want there. But again, this keeping all the pieces the same major trait allows you to keep the talents in order on your gun, and you don't have to monkey around with it. And I think that's what I was trying to, I'm pretty sure that's what I was trying to explain to you. And maybe seeing it, and it sounded like you understood it, but seeing it here in this video will just solidify it, and you'll be like, oh, I see what you're doing now. And it just makes it so much easier to be able to do things. So on my other profiles, you know, this might be the trait. This is the trait on all of my profiles, is always stamina, and I try to get armor. This is where it varies. On my tactician one, it's not firearms, it's electronics. And the knee pads were electronics. So see, if I put electronics on these 2 pieces, it's gonna screw up all these guns. So you may have a hard time finding guns. Okay, let me rephrase that. You won't have a hard time finding guns, but sometimes I noticed that when you get a gun, if these talents aren't unlocked, and let's say you're playing with your main profile and you like the gun, it has good talents, throw it in your stash. When you load up your other profiles, go to your stash and see if these things are unlocked, because what's unlocked for one profile might not be, or might be unlocked for one of the other profiles. You just never know. And that's why I was hoarding a lot of guns. If you remember when I cleaned out the stash, I finally got to the point where I was just like, okay, I'm getting rid of the guns. The ones that work, and then I'll just get new ones and replace them as needed. So, all right, that's it. I'm done explaining it.